I'm your host, Annie Bowles, and this is News du Jour. Hey everyone, and welcome back to News du Jour, a calmer space to consume the news. So, real quick here at the top, before we launch into anything else, I wanted to let you guys know that we do have a correction for yesterday's episode, and I always will tell you guys if we have something that we got wrong, because your trust in us as your news source is our number one priority. So always bring something to my attention that we may have gotten wrong. Obviously, I really appreciate when that news or that information is brought to me in a constructive, positive kind of way rather than just angry and mean. But I've gotten that too. Anyway, yesterday's correction is that there aren't just 4 different railway unions. There are actually many different railway unions, but 4 rejected the proposed agreement based on their union workers' votes. So just wanted to clear that up, that there's not just 4, there are a bunch, but 4 were the ones who rejected the agreement. Also here at the top, as a kind of mini story, I want to let you guys know that Hakeem Jeffries has just been elected to lead the Democrats as the first Black party leader in Congress. Congratulations, and you guys, we are witnessing history being made. For our first story today, I do have to issue a content warning. This story involves child pornography references. So today, right here at the top, we are going to dive deep into the Balenciaga saga, if you will. So I put a poll on my stories to see if you guys wanted me to cover this or to see if it was like too played out already. But there has been a lot going on with it. And actually, I didn't realize exactly how long the saga was until I was really diving into it for you guys. And there's a lot here. So let's go ahead and unpack it. So there has been a ton of drama going on with the fashion house Balenciaga. So much so that even Kim Kardashian has been pulled into it. And you might be asking yourself, what exactly went down here? And well, that's where I come in to break it down for you guys. Balenciaga put out a holiday campaign on November 16th that featured a quote-unquote gift collection of handbags and other things but the handbags themselves were shaped like teddy bears dressed in BDSM gear. Yes, you heard that right. Try to absorb that. And in addition, these teddy bears weren't just teddy bears. They were like kind of worn out teddy bears, dirty, with an eye missing, kind of falling apart, worn out teddy bears that are also a handbag, dressed in a little BDSM costume. Wow. There is just a lot there, you guys. And all of it is bad. But that wasn't even close to the end. So then they released a campaign for this gift collection with the teddy bears that had imagery of children, photographs of children standing on beds or in children's bedrooms, holding these teddy bear BDSM handbags. In front of the kids were laid out BDSM gear such as leather harnesses, spiked collars, or even champagne or wine glasses or flasks. Creepy does not even begin to cover it. I mean, how could your mind not go where it's going with those pieces of a puzzle? So then it goes a step even further, if you can believe that. in an office scene for the campaign, there was a not so sneaky reference to child pornography. The court case documents of the United States versus Williams were peeking out in the campaign ad underneath a Balenciaga handbag. This was a Supreme Court ruling that deemed child pornography illegal. So how did that happen to make its way into a photo shoot if we're not supposed to be drawing some type of reference to child porn? There's no way that was accidental. Additionally, none of these products were being marketed for children. They're not being made for children. So why were children even involved in the first place for this marketing campaign? Did no one at Balenciaga think that was weird, strange, and at least ask, why are kids in an ad for an adult product? Many think they did not ask because they knew why. They were trying to do something outrageous to garner attention. But this comes at a time when America is really waking up to the reality and vast expanse of child victims. And there's nothing chic or cheeky or cool about it at all. And it's fair to say that these images really disturb people immediately. If Balenciaga was looking to grab attention, they certainly accomplished that goal, but it's definitely not good attention. It's more like public outrage. On November 23rd, the campaign's primary photographer, Gabriel Gamilaberti, issued a statement on Instagram distancing himself from the creative direction of the shoot and claimed that he was only involved with the lighting and taking the photos, according to his signature style. And his signature style typically does feature children, but with their sort of like toys or hobbies laid out, maybe in their rooms, but maybe outdoors. There's nothing BDSM about it, nothing alcohol about it. Then Balenciaga spoke out, twice actually. And it's fair to say that neither of these apologies, quote unquote, hit well. The first was just saying that children should not have been in the ads at all. But obviously there were many other elements that were disturbing, even if you took the children out of it. The teddy bears alone in BDSM was pretty weird. And the court case documents, I mean, how do you explain that? So the second they came out in much harsher terms when they apologized the second time and they condemned child abuse, but they still tried really hard to pass the buck by filing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the group that styled the set for the shoot. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, it seems like that lawsuit won't make a lot of sense given that someone at Balenciaga had to have some type of sign-off before these images were used in giant advertisements. Are they really claiming not to notice how disturbing these images were as they were posting them? In instances like this, it's always best to just take accountability. And they still haven't really done that. Every single apology was one of those yeah, but type apologies. So then on November 27th, Kim Kardashian, who is closely linked to the brand, came out and saying that she is reevaluating, quote unquote, her relationship with the brand. At the end of the day, we are all responsible for who we work with and what we put out into the world. Kim Kardashian is responsible for her relationship to Balenciaga. Sugar Free Media is responsible for the freelance workers that we hire. Even Balenciaga is responsible for what ends up in their campaign ads as well. Child abuse and trafficking are huge issues globally, and any promotion of it deserves its rightful place in the trash. And now, as promised, for our next story, we are going to be discussing legalizing gay marriage, or maybe I should put it like codifying gay marriage. Basically, Congress looks like it's on its way to locking in same-sex marriage as a right in this country. This is a measure to try to protect gay marriage from any rulings that the Supreme Court might make. The Senate voted 61 to 36 to approve of the legislation, and that was the Senate, you guys, which signals a bipartisan support. And now it gets sent back to the House of Representatives for their final sign-off, and then that vote is expected to happen next week. And then, of course, it goes to get signed by the president. So hopefully he will do so with great fanfare. As President Biden put it, quote, "Love is love, and Americans should have the right to marry the person they love," end quote. Stay tuned for that vote and that signature. And then last up for today, there is a huge volcanic eruption in Hawaii. So on their largest island, their largest volcano has just exploded over the weekend, and it's been erupting ever since. This volcano shot lava over 148 feet high, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, and now that lava is flowing just about 4.5 miles away from a major highway. But the local officials are actually more worried about drivers gawking at the site and causing accidents on the highway or volcanic gases in the air than they are about the lava actually reaching people. It's actually the first time that Mauna Loa, this volcano, has erupted in over 38 years. The pictures are pretty crazy too, so definitely Google it if you have time. Right now, though, it's believed that the community there is not in danger. So if you live in the area, be sure to tune into your local weather channels just in case for their advisories. And that is the news du jour. Today, I wanted to leave you guys with the quote, "Forever is comprised of nows." If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you use to listen. A rate and review or shout out on social media would mean the world to us and help us be able to keep creating the news du jour. But the best way to support all of our work is to become a patron at www.patreon.com/sugarfreemedia. You can also follow us on social media under sugarfreemedia.co on Instagram and just sugarfreemedia, all one word, on TikTok. We appreciate you listening and look forward to telling you about the news again next time on News du Jour.
Broadcasting from Oklahoma.